Hello and welcome back to my channel. Now, first video of FIFA 20. This is my team that I used to head into my first 5 placement games of division rivals. Not the best team, but then I had a few lone players in there, which made the team better than it already was. I guess it wasn't that good of a team, but then it's the beginning of the game. You're gonna have this stage, unless you're using FIFA points. You're gonna have this stage where your players are not that good. And this is like a road to glory style, so we're not going to be spending any money on FIFA points or coins, and it's just going to give me like an incentive to upload most of the time, because if you spend as much money on the game, you're just not going to be as encouraged to come on every day and grind. So not spending money, I feel like it's a good encouragement, and it keeps you coming online every day. And so yeah, that was the first goal. Nice little shot to the dribbling corner. And one thing I realized about Jadon Sancho, his shooting was not the best, but his dribbling, ball control, and pace was amazing. When he was on the ball, it was like smooth and everything. So yeah, he's a good starter player, but then his shooting is not the best. Like, his shooting is not something you would like to take into your first week in league, because it's really inconsistent. And I got frustrated with it sometimes, because I feel like some balls he should be putting away, but then he wasn't. But then again, his shooting rating is like 72, so I can't really complain. Oh yeah, and with this clip, one thing I realized was catching up to pacey players was a bit harder this year. And in FIFA 19, where you could just catch up to everyone. Amazing goal by Roy Keane, my opponent, by the way. His Roy Keane by 66 shooting, but was it 66 shooting? I know his shooting stats are not that good, but he was able to get that in. Yeah, it's harder to catch up to pacey players when they're on the break, and it's good. It's good. Just here we get some techers with Sancho, flicks, and gave it to Aguero. To Mata, finishes it, and this is one of the best celebrations of the game. Actually, I love this celebration so much. So yeah, it's harder to catch up to pacey players, and yeah, opponent also gets right back into the game with this. This was like straight after kickoff too. So yeah, you can't catch up to like pacey players as you could in FIFA 19, which is good again. So yeah, and also obviously it's too early to say whether the gameplay is good, because the thing is, since it's a new game with different gameplay, like refreshing gameplay, we're all gonna be like, oh, it's good. But then as time, amazing save by Caballero, by the way. As time goes on, we're gonna realize the flaws and everything in the game. Like, after we've been playing it for a while, we're gonna be like, oh. But then right now, the gameplay looks promising. Not gonna lie, the gameplay is promising. It just needs a few tweaks here and there to make it one of the best FIFA games in recent times. Because to be honest, we've not had a really good FIFA game. FIFA 18 had its problems. It was really bad. FIFA 19, same. But then hopefully EA are able to tweak the bad parts of the game without touching the good parts, and then we get a good game in our hands for this year. So yeah, moving on. One thing I also realized is Aguero had 80 pace, but it didn't really matter. Like, he was making the runs. That was the end of the first game. That's pretty much everything. This second game was a hustle, because he had George Best and Aubameyang in the front right there. He was just a sweat god. Aubameyang through on goal is like torture. I don't understand. He gets through on goal, and even if you catch up to him, you can't push him off the ball. And I think he scored a few goals on me with his Aubameyang. So right off the bat, we get into the game. I think we get the first goal here. And because he did not defend that one too, I thought he wasn't a good defender, and little did I know he was gonna come back and just destroy me totally. And here I just defend badly, to be honest. I was underrating him. He gets through with Aubameyang. Again, you cannot catch him. Gets through with Aubameyang and then try to move the keeper. That doesn't work. And he gets into the left part of the post. And here with Sancho, this is what I'm saying. I feel like he should be putting that away, but he did it there. And then again, that's just inconsistent shooting I'm talking about. So Yeah, it was a tough game. Over here with Nedved, forced our weak foot, does not put that in. Again with those like little inconsistent parts of the shooting. So yeah, hopefully, I don't know when the first weekend league is gonna be. I don't remember when it was in FIFA 19, but then hopefully by weekend league, I should have a better. I think right now at right mid I have Angel Correa, and in left mid I have Gonzalo Guedes. I think I might need to replace Correa because he has 80 shooting, but then he's just not like overpowered enough to handle my right wing. Like Guedes is fine, but then Correa is just, gosh, I don't know. He's that's why he's probably cheap. He's just there for the meantime. I might get a better right winger from the La Liga to replace him soon. So yeah, at the end of the video, you're gonna see my current team, which I finished my fifth placement game with. So yeah, so far gameplay looks good, but then there are a few bugs I'm gonna talk about. First thing is I mean, I understand in real life, right? The ball, when you tackle the ball, doesn't always come back to you. But then in the game over here to defend, I defend really poorly. Should have scored this to be fair, but then gets the rebound in anyways. Talking of rebounds, the rebounds in this game, oh my god, it's actually amazing. Sometimes it feels like the keepers forcefully like save the ball into their opponent's feet for him to score, and they just feel a bit too forced. They're a bit much. They're a bit too much. Too many rebounds, and I'm sure I'm not the only one experiencing this. And yeah, rebounds are still there from the keepers, from the defenders. Your defenders tackle the ball sometimes, and that opponent ended the match right there. I could not come back. So yeah, your defender tackles the ball, but then in real life it doesn't always come back to you. But then I feel like in the game there are some situations where the ball should come back to you, but then it doesn't, and it can get frustrating. And I feel like EA needs to solve that with the defenders and with the goalkeepers. Third thing I'm gonna say is I'm hitting the woodwork like crazy, like. You don't understand. I'm going to show you what I mean in one of these clips. Amazing goal by Jadon Sancho, by the way. La Paqueta, fake shot into the bottom left corner. Yeah, I'm hitting the woodwork like crazy. I hit the woodwork so many times in my placement matches, and I'm just here like I feel like I just directed too much, but then that's not the case because I never really changed how I direct my shots since FIFA 19, so I don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully it gets addressed. I don't know if it's me or if it's the game, but then yeah, I just hope it gets addressed or something. Another thing is shooting is really inconsistent for some reason. Really inconsistent. Amazing goal by Wilshere, by the way. Wilshere, I mean. Yeah, shooting is really inconsistent. With a player like Aguero, right? Most of the balls he gets in the box, he should be finishing. Like, I'm sorry, but some of the balls he misses. Over here, I thought I got scored on, but then he was offside. Some of the balls he was missing when I had him, I'm just like, what even is the point if you have a striker with that good finishing and then he misses that? You know, obviously not everything is gonna go in, but like, come on. In real life, Aguero puts in most of these chances. Have like more than 90% of the time he's gonna finish that. If you know what I mean. So yeah, shooting is still a bit inconsistent. Maybe I just haven't gotten the hang of the shooting yet. That might be the case. I don't know. But then again, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's a bit too early to dictate these sort of things. Like, obviously, like the bugs in the game, like the rebounds and that type of stuff. That stuff is really obvious. But then with the shooting, it's gonna take a longer time to like. That was the end of that game, by the way. Opponent didn't do much to come back into it, so we end our that third placement match. Not too sure. Is that our third? Yeah, I think that's our third. Either third or second. So yeah, opponent doesn't do much to come back from that. Head into our third placement match. And yeah, like I was saying, the shooting, obviously, it's too early to dictate how the shooting is going to be in the game. Again, with the rebound there, the keeper could have. I feel like the keeper could have done better to get the ball a bit out of the way, because Wilshere was like onto that instantly. almost felt like it was premeditated for him to get that, but I don't know. But then after, obviously it's gonna take some time to get a hang of the shooting, so I don't think that should be patched now. But then the bugs in the game, like the rebounds and the tackles going back to opponents, yeah, that can be touched a bit earlier on. It can be tweaked. It can be tweaked. Another thing is the player switching. The L1 switching it's still, I feel like it's still in the process of being good, but it's not there yet. The L1 switching, that's the automatic switching I'm talking about. It's not there yet, in the sense that if you have not the second defender, like that gray icon that comes on the player that you could potentially switch to, like if there's a player around and you hit, like when you hit L1, the player that it's gonna go to, that gray icon there. That's an amazing goal by Sancho, by the way. That gray icon that comes there, it like moves too much. So I played 3 midfielders, right? And when all of them are close to the ball, it's just moving between them, and I'm trying to switch, and you can't. That's why you have that on to see who it's gonna switch to. Like over here, hit the ball from like 3 yards out and rebound again. Like some of these stages need to be tweaked. But then yeah, like the gray icon just keeps switching, and you don't know who you're gonna be switching to. So the L1 switching, I feel like that's like one of its main problems. Other than that, the speed is alright. Still needs a bit of like faster response time, but that might be my internet too. Then again, I don't know. But then yeah, for that it's good, except like the gray icon thing doesn't work as intended. The manual switching, however, which is the right analog stick switching, is really delayed, and I don't know why, I don't know how, but it's just delayed. It's a bit slow, and it's a bit hard to get on point. Amazing goal by Nedved too, by the way. Low driven into the bottom left, and I think there's one more clip of this match, and then we head into our fourth game. This is the fourth game of the placement matches. Yeah, manual switching is way too delayed for some reason. Hopefully that gets touched. And yeah, defending in the beta felt really overpowered. Like when I played the beta, I was like, if this is how defending is gonna be, it's gonna take a whole lot of skill to attack, which is not always bad. But then again, in the beta, because dribbling was like a bit sluggish, the only like way you could really get past good defenses was like the simple 1-2 and strafe dribbling, which is the L1 dribbling or the crab walk. And obviously, now that this is not the beta and the full game is out, it got a bit faster, so defending got nerfed a bit, I would say. So that's good. Like I feel like the balance between defending and attacking is still there. Obviously as time goes on, my views are going to change, but right now I don't feel like any of them has an advantage over the other. But in the beta, there was a clear advantage that like defending had an edge, because you just couldn't turn as quickly. You could outpace defenders, but you just couldn't turn as quickly. Over here, I just messed up the counterattack. I don't know what I'm doing here. But yeah, in the beta, you couldn't turn as quickly, so it was just hard to dribble and execute skill moves and everything. But then now it's a bit faster and everything. I think actually this is my 5th placement game. So guys, this is gonna be the end of the video. I think this is my 5th placement game, not my 4th. So I'm gonna end this video with a banging goal by Juan Mata, by the way. Hits it on his right into the right corner. It has been your boy Stiff Leo. I will see you guys this week with some more videos, and peace.